Today we're making a crispy pretzel-crusted chicken and creamy French onion mac and cheese.
Hi, I'm Laura. Welcome back to Dinner and a Side. I'm making the main dish today and my sister Angie is making the side dish from our separate kitchens. Follow along and you'll have dinner on the table in no time.
I am obsessed with French onion soup. So my son, who is obsessed with mac and cheese, and I have come to a compromise that we both love: French onion mac and cheese. Serve it with pretzel chicken, and that's one satisfying meal.
I made this chicken for the first time when I had a bunch of pretzels left over and I didn't want to throw them away. I'm so glad I tried it. You will be shocked at how crispy this chicken gets, especially with the breading hack we're going to show you. It works like a charm. Okay, first things first, the chicken. I have 2 chicken breasts here and I'm going to cut them in half lengthwise to make 4 pieces. I'll cover this with a little plastic wrap just to avoid the splatter. Then I'm going to pound the chicken to an even thickness so it's not lopsided.
No one wants lopsided chicken.
Season them with salt and set them aside. Okay, let's chop up the pretzels. You just need the pretzels, garlic powder and black pepper, and a food processor or a mini chopper like this one. Put the pretzels in there with the garlic powder and pepper. These pretzels are salted, so I don't think that it needs any more. If yours aren't salted, you might need to add some. Once those are all ground up, pour them into a shallow bowl or plate.
Over here, I'm starting on the onions. They are the star of the show today. We're making them 2 ways, caramelized and crispy, and they can both be done at the same time. Slice them thinly, add them to the pan with about 1/4 cup of water. Let these cook on medium-high heat until the water has evaporated. That takes about 5 minutes. Then let them saute on low until they're caramelized. It'll take another 10 minutes or so. For the crispy onions, I'm using shallots that are going to be thinly sliced like this. Combine the shallots and the cooking oil in a skillet over medium heat. Stir them a few times while they're cooking. It takes about 5 minutes for them to get a nice golden color. Drain them on a paper towel lined plate. Before we get back to Laura, I'm going to start a pot of salted water to boil for the pasta.
While the onions are cooking, I'll start breading the chicken. I mentioned a simple breading hack that will get extra crispy chicken. It's the regular breading process, but just with one simple change. Instead of using the whole egg, I'm using 2 egg whites and a teaspoon of cornstarch. Whisk it together so there aren't any clumps. It creates a crispier, crunchier exterior. When you think about it, it makes sense. Egg whites make things like meringue nice and crisp and delicate, and they can do the same thing for your chicken. Make sure you whisk it well so that all the cornstarch is mixed in and the egg whites start to look a bit frothy. Dip each piece of chicken into the egg, then coat them in the crushed pretzel mix. Set each piece on a wire rack until you finish the rest. I am so excited about this chicken. Look how great it turned out, and it's so simple.
My pasta water is boiling, so I'm going to drop these noodles in. I'm using a medium shell for this mac and cheese. Now we can get back to the onions. Turn up the heat on the onions to medium-high. Add sherry or white wine to the pan and cook it for about 1 minute so some of it can burn off.
And you can drink the rest.
Laura, it's 11 a.m.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I should add though, if you don't want to use the wine, you can just use more beef stock instead. Pour in the beef stock and Worcestershire sauce, plus some more butter. As the butter melts, add in the flour and stir it until everything is combined. Keep stirring it for a minute to cook the flour. Now you can slowly stir in the milk. You don't want it to get lumpy. Cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's a bit thickened.
Okay, while that cooks, I'll get the chicken on. Heat up the oil to 375 degrees Fahrenheit in a heavy bottom pan. When it's ready, add the chicken. You might need to cook these in batches depending on how large your pan is. Cook it until it's crispy and golden brown on both sides. This takes about 4 minutes per side. Okay, all I have to do now is make the mustard sauce. So Angie, go ahead and finish up the mac and cheese.
Okay, this is where the magic happens. We're gonna add in the mozzarella and the cheddar cheese. Stir until all the cheese is melted and the sauce is smooth. Add the pasta directly from the pot. As I stir it up, it's becoming super creamy. Yum. Let's plate that up while it's still hot. I have to add some caramelized onions to the top. All right, let's taste it. It's so creamy, and the caramelized onions are really great in it.
Oh, that looks great. Let's finish this up so that we can eat. Look, I took Angie's advice and got a mixing jar to use.
Wow, when has that ever happened?
For the mustard sauce, mix up the whole grain mustard, honey, mayo, and lemon juice. Shake it well until it's all combined. I think my jar was a little too big. Remind me to use a smaller one next time. Now drizzle it right over the chicken. That looks so good. This is the perfect dinner combo. The crunchy pretzel chicken pairs so well with this mac and cheese. This is definitely a winner.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more great recipes. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.